nitro-burning funny car in the long, crowd-pleasing burnout. And this, the most famous burnout king of them all, the Chi-Town Hustler, driven by Frank Hawley. Racing against Hawley in this round is Billy Meyer, and we've seen a lot of work by Billy and his crew, literally changing an engine by hand to get this car ready for this round of racing. For the Chi-Town Hustler team and Frank Hawley, it's a tight race with Ray Beadle for the points championship lead in the World Championship Series. For Billy Meyer, he's taking dead aim on just getting past this round to move into the semifinals. The funny cars, mechanically duplicates of the Top Fuel dragsters, utilizing the nitro-burning engine. The chassis configuration somewhat different, with the engine in front of the driver, the body a fiberglass replica, in Billy Meyer's case, of an 82 Trans Am. For Frank Hawley, his body style an 82 Dodge Charger. A good lead for both cars, Frank Hawley and Billy Meyer. And it is Hawley pulling it out at the end, but he's also got a little smoke, indicating some possible engine damage. Frank Hawley using the 2 parachutes to bring him to a safe stop. This win moving him into the semifinals. The next 2 cars ready to go, and out of the burnout area comes Don the Snake Prudhomme. Alongside of him, Kenny Bernstein. Prudhomme, the big story of the recent Cajun Nationals, as you watched right here on Diamond P Sports. Don Prudhomme and his Pontiac Trans Am established a new all-time speed record for funny cars, 250 miles an hour. For Kenny Bernstein, it has been a trouble-plagued season thus far. Kenny, out of Austin, Texas, has had lots of problems, but he's getting them sorted out at this event. For Don Prudhomme, former 4-time world champion, he's ready for anything. Prudhomme in the Pontiac Trans Am, Kenny Bernstein driving the Mercury LN7 body creation, both engines producing well over 2,500 horsepower. We're in the second round of the Spring Nationals Funny Car Eliminations. On the starting line, Don Prudhomme and Kenny Bernstein, and look at Bernstein leave the starting line with a tremendous lead as Prudhomme just shuts it off. Bernstein may have solved all his problems at this event. Prudhomme slowly coasting across, but the story is Bernstein at a tremendous 6.08 second elapsed time. The body's being lowered over our next 2 competitors. It is Dale Baldy driving the War Eagle. This car has been described by many as truly a rolling work of art. Baldy and his partner Mike Hamby with the War Eagle. Steve?
Well, regular viewers of our Diamond P telecast may not recognize Kenny Bernstein's face with a smile on it, but we're going to see one.
Yeah, really, I'm telling you, it was a nice race. That time she didn't move around quite as bad, Steve.
We'll be delighted with the ET in 08.
Well, it's better than I thought. Yeah, I'm a little confused yet because when it shakes so much, I can't really tell where it's going. That time it didn't shake at all, and it just did what it was supposed to.
Well, you loaded it for Prudhomme.
Yeah, well, we really put a lot of clutch on it to see if we get the shake to go away, and it worked.
And Kenny Bernstein hopes it continues to work for 2 more races. But the immediate thought of the moment on Dale Baldy's mind is this race, and he will be up against Al Segrini. Segrini, winner of the Winter Nationals thus far this season, is in there in the thick of things in the points chase. And one of the reasons why Al Segrini has been enjoying such success was evidenced here at the Spring Nationals in round number 1 of competition, when he took on the current points leader, Raymond Beadle, in the famed Blue Max. For Raymond Beadle, look at the smoke that is pouring out of this car as it sits on the starting line before the race is even underway. Lots of smoke indicating tremendous problems with the engine. Al Segrini, he's concentrating on the tree. He doesn't realize it, and really, Raymond Beadle is out of it before he ever left the line. Al Segrini, a big win over Raymond Beadle.
David, there is already an autopsy going on at the Blue Max pits trying to find out what is wrong with this motor. Raymond, it appeared to hurt itself early. A lot of smoke coming off the car.
Yeah, the car was dead on the burnout. As soon as I stopped on the burnout, I knew it was dead, and I backed up and we did the one little chirp, and the motor was dead. It already hurt one cylinder. So that's why I kind of hurried up and staged the car. I mean, just in case he might make an error on the starting line, which he didn't do. I mean, I might have rushed him up a little bit. But like I said, we didn't have it. I had nothing to lose and everything to gain.
The Blue Max crew hard at work trying to find out what went wrong with yet another engine here at the Spring Nationals. In the second round of racing, Al Segrini, having disposed of Ray Beadle, takes on Dale Palde. A great start, but Palde up in smoke, and Segrini, his tires locked to the pavement, streaks across the finish line and takes the win. A disappointment for Palde. He had run very good in round number 1, but for Al Segrini, he's happy as he moves into the next round. Already, as the cars turn off the racetrack, we've got another pair fired and ready to go, John Force and Tom Anderson. But right now, let's go down to Steve Evans.
Well, for a guy who got in the show at the last possible moment late Saturday afternoon, you're looking awfully good now.
Boy, I'm telling you. We had problems the whole race. We just dropped the cylinders, and we picked it up that last qualifying pass, and it really felt good. It's starting to come together now, though. That's where it counts.
The final pair of the second round of funny car eliminations pit Tom Anderson driving Jim Ouimet's Wombat car. Anderson, a journeyman race driver, he has driven for several car owners and acquitted himself well against John Brute Force from California. Force in the 81 citation-bodied entry, Tom Anderson driving an 82 Ford EXP body, the car owned by Jim Ouimet. Surprising many a racer at various national events, and I'll tell you, he's got John Force headed from wire to wire. It is Tom Anderson at 6.23 seconds, taking the measure of John Brute Force. So the semifinals, we find Al Segrini against Kenny Bernstein, Frank Hawley going against Tom Anderson at the Spring Nationals. Back at National Trail Raceway near Columbus, Ohio, I'm Dave McClelland along with Steve Evans, and we're set to go with Pro Stock Elimination semifinal round for this 18th annual Spring Nationals Championship. These are the factory hot rods, but first, Steve's had a chance to catch up with Tom Anderson.
Right, Tommy Anderson's car with dual parachutes stopped very quickly. The turnaround crew is still pushing it off with Tom's help. Tom, out of all the funny cars that changed engines, and there were 3 or 4 of them, you're the only one that got the win light.
I think I got lucky because I don't know what we run, but it didn't feel very good. I think it dropped cylinders. We wrenching it up. This is our last engine. We got to make it last.
Back at the starting line, the Pro Stock's ready to go. This man has been having lots of problems all season long. Bob Glidden is beginning, though, to get his Ford EXP sorted out here at the Spring Nationals. For Warren Johnson, his 1980 Oldsmobile Starfire is in the semifinals, but he's got his work cut out for him as Glidden has been running exceptionally well with his shotgun-motored Ford. 500 cubic inches for each, for the Oldsmobile, for the Ford. The weight of the cars, 2,300 pounds. The driver makes all the difference, and it's a red light for Warren Johnson. He left the starting line too soon. He knew he had to take a chance. He tried, he got there first, but back at the starting line, the red light in his lane indicates he left too soon. For Bob Glidden, another over 170 mile-an-hour pass in that Ford EXP. A pair of Chevrolets. The world champion in the far lane, Lee Shepard, driving for Rare and Morrison out of Arlington, Texas, will be racing the man that finished number 3 in the world last season. That's Frank Iaconio. He's from Totowa, New Jersey. A perfect start, the 2 Chevy Camaros leaving the line as if they're one. It appears to be Lee Shepard by just about a few inches over Frank Iaconio. A 7.96 second elapsed time, over 173 miles an hour. As we watch again, there they are, side by side, a few hundred feet off the starting line and going to the finish line, 1,320 feet away by inches. It is Lee Shepard. He's a little bit slower, but he got to the finish line first, indicating Frank Iaconio late off the starting line. The finals, Shepard versus Glidden. Steve?
This is the $250,000 semi-truck and trailer of Billy Meyer, just loaded to the walls with parts and pieces, but Meyer is out of competition. On the other hand, we have the quickest car in eliminations, the Chi-Town Hustler. What year is this truck?
Gosh, I almost forgot. I think it's a 66 or 7 or something around there.
Well, it's quite a contrast to the semi of Myers. In fact, it's got a 1968 Lions drag strip decal on the window. But your low ET, you could leave here with a points lead, but if you make a mistake, Anderson's going to get you.
He worried me all weekend when we qualified. He run a couple O's, and we've run him a couple national events. He's really quick on the lights. I mean, 480s and 90s, which is unheard of in a fuel car. And maybe I can be that sharp, and maybe we'll just outrun him. And it's really getting important at this far into the season.
The Top Fuel semifinals, Shirley Muldowney against Gene Snow. A pair of veterans as Gene Snow takes on the lady that has won the World Championship twice. For Snow, he was instrumental in funny car racing in the mid to late 60s, helped develop the cars as we know them today. Steve?
This is Gene Snow. You haven't seen him on Diamond P Sports because when he was the first of the big funny car stars, they didn't televise drag races back then. You raced for a living for so many years, and you retired from racing, went into the oil business, have done well. You're back racing for the fun of it now.
Yeah, that's really nice for a change, where if you can't make a race, well, you're going home and worry about the next time.
Now you race Shirley.
Yeah, now we race Shirley. She and I have raced 3 times. She's won twice. I've won once. I'm hoping I'm going to even it up this time.
The prototype of the laid-back Texan from Fort Worth, Gene Snow, but he's going to have every bit of concentration that he can muster to try to get ahead of this woman at the finish line. Shirley Muldowney, as we said, she has won the World Championship title twice, the only person ever to do that in Top Fuel racing. For Gene Snow, a return to the sport after several-year layoff. Instead of funny cars, he's encased in the roll cage of that Top Fuel dragster. And a great start for Shirley Muldowney. She builds up a big lead at the middle of the course, and there's a 5.87 second elapsed time. Her speed, 232 miles an hour. Shirley with a wave to our Diamond B cameras, as back on the starting line, the possibility of an all-woman final grows even greater. This woman, Lucille Lee, coming into the sport just a year ago, has already won 1 major NHRA title. Steve's caught up with Shirley.
Shirley Muldowney's comment, David, she rose out of the cockpit, looked at the motor and said, wonderful. A picture-perfect pass, the prototype of a good run, a 5.87, and the reaction timers told us you had a full 1/10 of a second advantage off the line.
Ooh, that does help sometimes, but that's like a needle in a haystack, you know, taking a new pump off the shelf and runs awfully.
Replaced, it's like a heart transplant.
Unbelievable. I'm impressed myself.
All right, we've got Lucille Lee and Gary Beck on the starting line. What do you think?
Beck, of course.
Okay, Shirley Muldowney makes no bones about her sentiments.
Steve, it's obvious who she wants to race in the finals, and that would be Gary Beck. But one thing's got to happen. Gary Beck has to win this race against Lucille Lee. Car owner Mark Danikas checking things over on the Lucille Lee car. For Gary Beck, patiently concentrating, creeping his way up to the starting line. Lucille Lee, as you remember, had lots of problems in the previous round. In fact, they had to put a whole new motor in. This could make a difference for her. Mark Danikas giving her the okay as they approach the electronic beams across that starting line. The light beam marking the official starting line, and up in smoke goes Lucille Lee. Gary Beck has got it, and his parachute comes out. It is Lucille Lee smoking out another motor. And what an unbelievable series of events as Lucille Lee using up another motor in the race against Gary Beck. As we watch again, look at her lose traction. The tires just smoking like it is a burnout. The race is over at that point. Gary Beck has it won, but look at his parachute come out.
It's getting warm down here, David, as Lucille Lee removes a wet tile she had tucked under her Nomex fire seat, and her helmet comes off. When it's your day, it's your day. When you smoke the tires, you thought you were through.
Oh, I did. I really did. When I seen his chute come out, that was great.
Well, the parachute had to have shaken out probably on his car.
Yeah, more than likely. I'm sure it did with Gary.
Well, it looks like Mark Dennis and the crew have a lot more work to do because you had to stay with it this time. They can't criticize you for winning the race and staying on the motor.
Oh, that was great.
Well, here we go. The moment a lot of people have been waiting for, an all-girl final.
Yeah, I'd like another shot at that.
You know, that's just what she said.
I'll bet.
For the first time in history at an NHRA national event, 2 women in the finals of Top Fuel Eliminator, Lucille Lee and Shirley Muldowney. We're coming up next with Funny Car semifinals. Don't go away. We'll be right back at the Spring Nationals. Like a modern-day gladiator clad in his coat of armor, Al Segrini climbs astride his Charger to get ready for the semifinal round of funny car racing at the Spring Nationals. But first, Steve Evans is with Gary Beck.
Well, the story of Gary Beck's defeat by the tire-smoking Lucille Lee is right here, an empty parachute pack at half track. Gary?
Yeah, Steve, it's certainly disappointing for us, you know, to lose that way, but it was, you know, an unusual run for me. Everybody's been asking why, how come, what